Today's video is going to be a bit more of a different type of video. For starters, I'm not really going off of a script. I'll just be going off the top of my head. And also, it's a piggy video, which has been something I've been trying to avoid for a while now. With that said, before I do get into this video, I would like to thank the people who have been on my channel, left supportive comments, or on the Discord server, and supported me through there. You guys mean a lot, and you're half the reason why I even bothered making piggy content for the past couple of months. You guys have basically been the backbone of my channel, and without you, I probably would have quit YouTube or moved on to Forsaken a lot sooner than what I have. With that said, for every nice person on my channel, there's at least 2 people who leave super hateful comments and are just all around nuisances. It's really demotivating sometimes, because I'd go through and upload a piggy video, and I'd have so many different comments that aren't even talking about the video sometimes. They're just harassing me at that point. They're going to the comment section to be nuisances. And obviously, that's a problem. You know, a lot of people were just basically out to cause issues for me. Every other video, I'd be getting some form of a threat, whether it was in YouTube comments or Discord DMs, which obviously that's not good. For every piggy video I make, I shouldn't be getting so many threats or so many hateful comments that don't even watch the video. They just see video, get mad, leave comment, disappear. It's a common trend. It happens a lot. Which, you know, it doesn't even just happen to me. Because I know some people will use that argument that it's an isolated case. No, the hell it isn't. I've talked to so many content creators who tell me that they deal with the same exact thing. You know, it kind of shocked me at first too when they told me that they get similar comments, but after looking through comment sections in the piggy space, you know, other people's videos, community posts, I saw some comments under YouTubers' post which was just completely hating on them for no real reason. Like, all he said was he was gonna move off of piggy content and focus his content more so a different direction. And he didn't even say he was quitting piggy. He was gonna keep making piggy content, but he was just gonna upload other types of content in between. You know how crazy you have to be to say that's hate, because I saw 3 or 4 people who said it was hate. It just happens so much. Like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, there was a time when I was getting so many of these comments, brain dead comments, explicitly clicking on the video just to leave that comment and then click off. There was just so much of that I was gonna quit. I was honestly gonna give up piggy content because it was really, really affecting me. There were times where I'd try to upload a video, and then I tell myself, oh, it's just gonna get all these comments, all these people are going to go there and talk about things that aren't even relevant to the video. Then why am I even trying to make this video? And then I'd procrastinate the video off for a week. Put that in contrast to my Forsaken videos. I was able to upload them back to back. Like, the difference in comments I get under both videos, like both genres, is crazy. And, well, obviously, I have moved to Forsaken, and it's just because the comments are too much. And it's not just the comments anymore. It's the content creator space itself. I don't know why content creators around Piggy can't just be decent people. Like, obviously this isn't all of them. There are some decent content creators who I'd recommend to people if they were to ask me, you know, which content creators do you like? There's some content creators in Piggy who I absolutely approve of. I love these people. I love their content, and it's just perfect. Like, they're really good people. And then there's, well, content farms, there's a lot of racism, a lot of toxicity. Well, it's a whole lot of bleh. I realized if most of my peers are so bad, what am I even gonna do? It felt really isolating because I talk to these people and the solutions they have for problems, the things they say, the ways how they talk, and the ways how they handled situations really, really turned me off. Like, I don't want to be your friend if you're gonna act like that. If you're gonna act like a 5-year-old, not gonna want to hang out with you. And, well, it's a lot more people in the creator space than what you'd think. There's a lot of content creators who I really like and I really support, but there's just so many more in the negative space. Earlier this week, there were a couple content creators who decided to riot in a Discord server for no real apparent reason. Like, why? Why? Like, they're they're acting like absolute children, too. I was reading through some of the stuff that was happening, I was looking through all of it, and it's just, why do people act like that? And I know that they know who they are. Like, if they watch this video, they know I'm talking about them, which I don't really care. Hi. I mean, like... I'm not going to be naming any content creator specifically just because I don't really like doing that. Unless it's specifically about them, I'm not naming them. But you know, it still just really goes to show like how negative they can be. And finally, like my final little issue, the final little subspace in the Piggy community, or like the main people in the Piggy community, the developers, they do a really bad job at addressing things. And I'm not hating on them, okay? I really love the developer team on Piggy, but if Minitoon or Epic Tank just addressed some of the controversies, you know, piped up on some of this stuff, then I feel like a lot more issues could have been solved in the past. There's a lot of things that happen in the Piggy community where their input would have probably changed the outcome, but for some reason that doesn't happen, and I couldn't tell you. I understand their resources are stretched thin at times. You know, they're very busy with the game, they're very busy with deadlines, inner city, yada yada. Just, I feel like there's a lot of times where a little addressment, a little announcement could have went a long way. And before I completely get off the topic of the higher-ups in the Piggy community, we gotta talk about the Piggy Discord server, because I've never seen a worse server when it comes to moderating. Apparently, I got blacklisted in the server, and nobody even told me why. Like, what? What? Why am I blacklisted from the server? I really wish somebody would talk to me about that. I've asked some of the moderators, nobody elaborated. They just, I don't know. It's a really bad server with how it's run. Like, it's got potential, but the moderators are so strict in there. It's crazy. I don't even know what I did to get blacklisted. I mean, like, they talked to me about the first time I got in trouble in there. It was because my one video had glazed in the title, for some reason is a banned word, but nobody's talking to me about why I'm blacklisted. And it seems to happen to a lot of people, where they're just banned, warned, or blacklisted, and nobody tells them why. Kind of weird. Again, if there's like a moderator in the Piggy Discord server watching this, or just somebody, could you please tell me why I was blacklisted? Because I don't know. I haven't really gotten too upset over it. Just please. Nobody else will tell me. Anyways, off that note, I think I've made about 4 good points as to why the Piggy community is, you know, in a lower state. The general community is just super toxic, and I couldn't even tell you why. Super toxic. They go to people's videos, they leave different types of comments, all the way up to death threats. Then the content creator space is just full of horrible people. Not horrible, but I would not recommend a lot of content creators in the Piggy community. If you were to ask me, which content creators do you like? Which content creators do you consider good figures? Like, I would not recommend 90% of them. And then the dev team, you know, I almost feel bad for them at times, because there's just so much going on that they don't even have time to take care of certain issues like the content creator space. And of course, what I ended off on, the Piggy Discord server's moderation team, is just kind of an echo of how bad the Piggy community really is. Again, if somebody could at least tell me why I'm blacklisted, I'd be so grateful. Because I can't even appeal it, because I don't know why I'm blacklisted. I'm just blacklisted. And it happens a lot to people in that server. Anyways, I could talk about that server for a whole video on its own. Sorry for ranting so much. I feel like you guys should know a bit more definitive reason why I'm slowing down the Piggy content. You guys should know. You have the liberty of knowing. And I feel kind of like a douchebag if I didn't tell you guys why I'm quitting. It's kind of a dickish move. So, you know, the reason why I'm quitting is just because the community sucks so much. Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I really do thank everybody who's supported me, who's been very kind. The dev team, I thank you guys for having some really good updates on the road that I've been on. You know, all the support I'm very grateful for. Just the negativity really outweighs the positivity. Like I said, there have been times where I really just considered quitting Piggy content, quitting content in general, just because it was really affecting me at a time. That, on top of all the IRL stuff I have to deal with, it was kind of eating away at me mentally. Luckily, switching over to Forsaken content, probably one of the better things I've ever done. The people in the Forsaken community community. Yeah, I know, the Forsaken community gets talked about in a negative light a lot, but the people that I've interacted with, the community that I'm familiar with, and the Forsaken side of content is just so much nicer than what I'm used to. I was reading comments on my Forsaken videos, and I was kind of blown away with how nice some of these people are. So many nice people in the Forsaken community. It's definitely changed my opinion on the Piggy community a lot. Anyways, I believe this is where I'm gonna end the video. You know, I believe I've said everything that needs to be said. So yeah, thank you to the people who supported me, and it truly does mean a lot. It's, like I said, half the reason why I continued making content on Piggy, and probably the only reason why I'm still making content in general. But with that said, I guess this is goodbye. Hopefully y'all will stick around for the Forsaken side of my content. And of course, whenever Piggy updates, I'll probably cover it. Whenever something's going on, I'll probably cover it.